Everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me for today's video, and I hope you're all doing well. I know I haven't done a video for about, I don't want to say a while, but I uploaded more than a week ago, and that's purely because I have been quite busy, you know, with work and that, and I've just not really had time to film, and I haven't really done much to film. Like, you know, I haven't really had any sort of big plans and that. The next sort of big one that I've got is hopefully Becky and me are going to see some Christmas lights next Sunday in Liverpool, because they're launching the Christmas lights on Friday, which I believe is, just looking at my calendar now, the 11th. So hopefully we're going to be going on the Sunday and I'll be filming that. So yeah, and also this week, like this coming week, I'm going to be working a lot in the afternoons. I work in a Nando's restaurant, so you know, a lot of the time I'm working in the evenings, so sometimes I do have more time to film, just kind of like more of a chatty video. But yeah, so hopefully next Sunday, if we go to Liverpool, I'll be filming that. And today I'm just doing another chatty video. I'm also sorry if I look like Voldemort throughout most of this video. I've put my camera at a bit of a weird angle today. Like, it's a bit too high up, and when I sort of set it up, the lighting was just not great, and I'll probably, like I say, I'll probably end up looking like Voldemort at some point throughout this video. Okay, so today's video is a little bit different. So if you follow me on my Instagram, which is in the description box below, the link to it, you'll have noticed on my Instagram stories that I have been posting about how it's not long about my upcoming trip to Berlin in Germany. Just at the end of the month I'm going with my mum. Only going for a few days. I think we're going for so we're there the 28th, 29th and the 30th, and then we come back on the 1st of December. So we've only got 3 days really there. But today's video is stuff that I'm hoping to do in those 3 days in Berlin. I'm going to be sort of talking about the stuff on my phone. I've gone on like things to, like, you know, the main points of Berlin and that. Knowing me, I'll probably end up saying about 50, and we only have 3 days there, so let's just talk about the main highlights that I'm hoping to do. So so the first thing that I'm hoping to see is the memorial of the Berlin Wall. I actually got interested in going to Berlin like earlier this year. Basically what I did was I watched these things that are on CNN that are all about different decades. So they start from the 60s and then they go up to the 2000s and sort of talk about the main things that happened throughout those decades. So for example, when in the 1980s one, I think it's either the very last episode or the second to last episode, they talk about the fall of the Berlin Wall, which occurred in 1989. I actually can't remember the specific date, but it's like one of the most important things that the world has ever seen in terms of like the history of it, and also the history of Berlin. I know it was to do with, I think it was the Second World War. I'm probably sounding like, people are probably going to scream at me saying, Casey, you really need to like learn your history about this. But yeah, so let's just see what, I'm just going to read out this description about it. This is on TripAdvisor, by the way, and Globetrotter 2 says, this is a large piece of the wall kept intact, vividly showing how the Berlin Wall divided communities and memorial to those who died trying to reach the West. So like I say, so there's some pictures of the memorial here, and honestly it looks really, really interesting to see. And yeah, so I'm hoping to see that. So the fall of the Berlin Wall was kind of what got me interested in wanting to go and see Berlin. And like I say, it happened in 1989, and it's one of those things, I think it's like people will say, oh yeah, I was doing this when it happened. So like, for example, my mum and dad, they remember when it happened, and you know, they remember exactly what they were doing. They were at my uncle's house, and two of my cousins who were only quite young at the time, I think they were probably about 10 and 11, you know, roughly around that kind of age. And my uncle, he was really, really you know, intelligent and clever, and he was very, very wise in terms of like history of the world, and that you know, he went to university, and he also did a master's degree later on. And you know, he was just that type of person. He was very, very, yeah, he was very, very intelligent, very, very wise. And my mum and dad said they remember him saying to his kids, like, you two should remember this, because you know, this is going to be like this will go down in history, you know. And it was just that, like, you know. And yeah, so seeing the history of it and actually sort of watching it, like the archive footage on this programme, is what got me wanting to see it. And you know, I haven't really, like, you know, with the year I've had as well, like, I just want to go places, and that I'm probably going to talk about that part like when I'm finishing the video. But yeah, so that's the first thing that I want to see. So let's see what else. Another thing as well, I don't actually know if it's in this list, but one thing that I do want to try and see is the David Bowie tour, I think it is. Yeah, so David Bowie, if you don't know who he is, he was a musician, very, very popular in the 1970s and the 1980s mainly. He was amazing, you know, and I hope he's resting well. He died in 2016, and I remember that. It was a really, really sad day for me, because I love David Bowie. I'm not like a hardcore fan of him, like, don't get me wrong, but you know, he is one of my inspirations in life. He you know, he was just the sort of person who was never afraid to express himself, and you know, he was just always saying, you know, nobody should be judged about how they want, you know, they want to dress and that. And he you know, sort of got the just trying to think of the word, he embraced like the weirdness of a lot of things. So you know, with the Ziggy Stardust and the Aladdin Sane eras that he went through, and that, and yeah, I grew up with him as well, because he was in the original opening to the Snowman, which is a Christmas special that comes on pretty much like every year, and that. And yeah, if you don't know what the Snowman is, you really need to watch it. Sorry, there was a dog walking outside. Yeah, and it was from a book by Raymond Briggs. But yeah, so the David Bowie, I think it's a tour, or like a museum tour, because he lived in Berlin at one point throughout his life. A lot of this stuff, by the way, is recommended to me by my cousin Dave, who did live in Berlin for a while, and he said it was just a brilliant place. And where he lived as well, I think he lived not too far away from either the David Bowie tour or another very, very significant tourist attraction of Berlin. But yeah, so David Bowie tour is definitely up there. I've actually just decided I'm going to talk about sort of 5 main things that I want to try and see or do. Like I say, I've got a list here, and knowing me, I'll probably end up saying about 50, and I think 5 could hopefully be done. Yes, so David Bowie tour number 2. So let's get on to the third thing. I also just want to apologise in advance as well if I do pronounce any of this stuff wrong. A lot of it is German, and I haven't really learned a lot of German since I was in school. I only remember how to say like Ich heiße and that. So if I do pronounce anything wrong, like, I'm sorry. But yeah, so the third thing that I'm hoping to see is the Brandenburg Gate. So that, to me, as well as the Berlin Wall, the Brandenburg Gate is just the thing that screams Berlin at me. And as well, one thing that I'm looking forward to seeing on the Brandenburg Gate is the statues at the top. I can't remember what the statues are called. I really need to like learn more about Berlin and watch more programs about it. But yeah, so a few weeks ago my mum and me watched a program about a sort of hidden, I think it was like hidden gems of Berlin, and this statue at the top of the Brandenburg Gate is one of them, because years ago I think they said that there was another one there that got removed, or another one got added, one or the other. But yeah, the Brandenburg Gate is just, it looks really, really interesting, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it. I'm just going to read out what another person on TripAdvisor has said, and this is someone called Graham J. He says, "It was great to visit this iconic landmark, having first visited when this city was divided and the gate was inaccessible. Very lively now and definitely worth a visit." So yeah, the Brandenburg Gate and the Berlin Wall are just the two main things that just screams like Berlin at me. Okay, so on to the next part. How many have I done now? Yeah, I've done 3. Yes, so this is what is left of the Berlin Wall. This is the East Side Gallery. I'm just looking at it now. So it's basically like more of it's an art display now from the pictures and what I'm seeing. I'm just reading about the description. Yes, so here's the description. This mile-long stretch of the Berlin Wall is one of the largest remaining portions of the former divide between East and West Germany. That is what I was trying to say earlier. So, as you can see from the pictures, I'll just try and show... I'm only going to show one of them for now, just because I'm not too sure whether I can show all of them, if that makes sense. But yeah, this just looks really, really beautiful, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it. Yes, so this is one of the pictures that's on TripAdvisor. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, and I imagine it's quite. I think it's quite. It'd be quite emotional to see as well. Yeah. So that's another thing that I'm looking forward to seeing. Where was it? Yeah, East Side Gallery. Yeah, it's just like a nice thing to see that they're still thinking about the history of the country and they want to have it remembered and that. And I just think it's a really beautiful thing to see. So let's go on to the next one. Like I say, there is so many things that I'd want to see, but obviously with how long we're staying there for, I don't imagine we'll be able to see that much. Yeah, this is the Charlottenburg Palace. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Again, this again, I don't know if this is like close to, I could be completely wrong here, but I don't know whether it's close to the Brandenburg gate. I might be wrong there, but it kind of, looking at it, it kind of reminds me of Hampton Court, which is a palace in this country in London. That's where Henry VIII lived, I think. Yeah, so the Charlottenburg Palace, I'm just going to read the, yeah, this is like a castle, historic site, and the description: built from 1695 to 99 as a summer residence for Sophie Charlotte, this palace is a stunning example of Baroque architecture, and the suggested duration is 2 to 3 hours. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see that. I just want to throw in as well, but I don't know if I'll be able to see this. I really hope I get to the Berlin Zoo. I don't know if it's like one of those, I don't know if it closes like this time of year, but yeah, Berlin Zoo always looks really interesting to me. Yeah, so hopefully you have enjoyed this video today. I know it was a little bit short, and I know I need to learn more about this beautiful country that I'm going to be visiting in a few weeks' time. I'm also looking forward to trying the currywurst and a lot of other German food. I'm really like, even though I this is a bit too much information, but I do suffer with quite bad stomach issues, and sometimes certain food just doesn't sit right with me, like it doesn't really agree with me, but I'm really hoping that I can sort of overcome that and just try new food there. Yeah, so back to earlier on, I've had quite a bit of a rough year. I don't really want to talk about it too much, but I kind of got this mindset now where because of that I'm just going to try and go places. Honestly, when I went to Boston, I saw it kind of opened my eyes, and I just thought, you know, I really need to like just get out of England for a little bit, you know, just go and see the world as much as possible. And I'm really hoping that next year I can get to do more of that, like even if it's just for like a day or so. Yeah, so yeah, I was gonna go to Berlin by myself at one point, but then my mum was a bit like, oh no, you know, don't go by yourself, and so she volunteered to come with me. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully, like I say, next year I can be able to do more of it. Like I said, I don't really want to talk about what's been going on this year, but I have had quite a rough time, like just mentally and physically. This isn't like one of those you know, where I expose something, but like yeah, and I know I'm putting this on the internet and people are probably gonna think like, what? But yeah, so got bitten by the travel bug when I was in Boston after going through a lot this year, and hopefully next year I can continue it and just get back out to doing stuff. But yeah, so that's enough of me rambling on. I hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you would like to see some more from me, and because that would really mean a lot to me. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be getting filmed on Sunday, week from today. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Bye.